Hey guys, today I want to give you a brief but honest review of the Samsung Gear VR. I've got the headset here and I've been trying this out for a few days, and I want to share with you my experiences, what I think about the device, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, if I think it's worth your money, if it's worth your time. We're going to start off talking about the physical device itself, then the experiences within the device, and then finally my overall thoughts on the device. So let's start off by taking a closer look at the device itself. You can see right here we've got the front panel. We can go ahead and remove this, and this is where you actually put in your phone. So you do need a Samsung phone to actually use this device to get into VR, virtual reality. And there's only certain Samsung phones that work with this. I have been testing this with the new Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and you can also use this with this 7, the 6, the 6 Edge, 6 Edge Plus, I think like the Note 5. There's a few different models. You'll need to check your Samsung phone to see if it will work with this or not. But if you buy a new Samsung phone, most likely it will work with this. So that's the front panel. You just slide your phone right in here. There's a couple clasps that secure your phone down, and you'll kind of hear a nice clicking sound once you get the phone actually in there. On top, we've got this, if I can get this in focus, yep, we've got a dial here, and you can move this back and forth, and this is to help with your vision, kind of get that right at the near or far for your vision for you. On the side, we just see some Oculus branding in conjunction with Gear VR, because Oculus is helping power the software, and Oculus is the same company who's making the Oculus Rift. Then on the other side, right here, and I don't know if you can see this very well, if the light will catch up, there's a volume rocker here, so you can change the volume for your earbuds while you're in virtual reality. We've got a touchpad. You can swipe up and down, left and right. You can also tap to select things. And then we've got a physical back button here. So if you need to go back menu, you can press that. And on the very bottom here, we have a micro USB port. And I haven't really used the micro USB port because what it's intended for is external power. So if your phone battery is about to die, you can plug in without having to quit VR and charge your phone, which is a plus. But for me, I don't want to be tethered to a cord when I'm in VR because I like to look around. I mean, that's the whole point of being in VR, is that you can move around freely and you're in the virtual world. So to me, it kind of defeats the purpose, but I understand why they put it in. And I'm glad they did. Also, we have plenty of padding here on the back. It's very comfortable to wear even for extended periods of time. This is also a proximity sensor, so it knows when you have removed it from your face. And then finally, we've got adjustable head straps and adjustable side straps. And so for comfort-wise, this is great. You can wear this for 2 hours and be totally fine. Very, very comfortable. You do obviously need a phone to power this, and your experience is going to depend on your Samsung phone. It's going to depend on the resolution, the screen resolution of your phone, and I think that personally is the #1 factor for how things are going to appear. Even with the latest Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge Plus, love this phone. Love this phone. Has a great display when you're looking at it, in real life. But when you have a phone this close to your face, you still see the individual pixels, and that's called the screen door effect. And it is a little unsettling at first when you're watching a video and you're seeing the individual pixels. I think it's easier with, like animated videos, when your mind's not expecting something to be perfect. And after a while, you just kind of forget about it even being there. And this is a Quad HD display. This is way more pixels than my TV has. But again, because it's so close to your face, you have to think of the relative resolution. I'm really excited for when we get 4 or 8K displays on our phones. I think that's when VR, for phones at least, is really going to take off. That's still probably going to be a few years out. But for right now, this is an excellent VR experience. Just do be aware that you are going to have that screen door effect, and that it's not perfect. So now let's talk about some of the actual experience inside of the Gear VR. One of my favorite things is 360-degree photos, and you can actually do Google Street View inside of here too. I was standing outside of my childhood home looking around back in my hometown, and that was so cool and so surreal to be standing outside of my old house. There's also 360-degree videos, and you'll see those on Facebook. Facebook's posting those all the time, so you can move your phone around and watch these 360-degree videos. But the experience is so much better when you're wearing a VR headset, because it makes you feel like you're really there, and it makes things feel to scale too, which is part of the VR experience. There's also video games, and depending on the video game, your experience can be amazing. My favorite video game thus far is called Land's End, and it's a beautifully designed game, and it's a puzzle game. It's a casual puzzle game, and you're moving around, and you're moving things what feels like telepathically. You're moving these huge stone henges that are like thousands of pounds just by looking at them, and then you're connecting these energy beams, and you're having to solve these puzzles, and it's amazing, and you feel like you are powerful, which is just so cool. So I highly recommend, if you get the Gear VR, check out the game Land's End. There's also horror video games where you have to make sure that you don't get caught by these bad guys that are coming after you. There's games where you're trapped in a room and you have to figure out how to get out of the room. So lots of different experiences. Then, one of the coolest experiences that I've had on the Gear VR thus far is an app called AltSpace. And I don't know exactly what you would define this as, but I'm going to call it social networking. It's a social experience. And I really see this being one of the ways that social networking is going to go into the future. So in AltSpace, I was in a room with a whole bunch of other people who were wearing Gear VR headsets or some sort of virtual reality headsets, and you can go up and you can move and you can talk to people. And what's really trippy is that the sound is correct. So I can be standing right next to somebody and hear them perfectly, and then there can be a conversation a little ways back there, and I can still kind of hear it, and then if I move, I can hear it better, and I can go up and I can talk to those people. And it's like you're in a real room talking with real people. I've never had a online social experience that was so real. It felt, words really can't describe it. But you can go up and you can talk to people and you can hear them, they can hear you. It feels really real, and you can change your avatar, and I think there was like a game, Second Life. If you guys have ever played Second Life, this is like Second Life on steroids. This is insane. This is going to take off. I know for certain this is going to be huge. Wow, I just sounded like Donald Trump there. Huge. But it's amazing. You have to check it out. Also, in this AltSpace, one of the things I did was I went into a labyrinth, and you have to navigate from one side of the labyrinth to the other, and there's other people in the same labyrinth at the same time, and you run into them, and you can be like, hey, is the way you're going, is that a dead end? Or the way I'm coming from, hey, don't go back there, there's a trap back there, or something like that. You can talk to people, and you can help each other out as you're going through the labyrinth. And it was really, really cool to know that these aren't AI characters. These are real people that you're seeing. So it was an amazing experience. I wasted way too much time last night in the virtual world. Also, one of the things I do want to mention is, let me go off camera for a second, that if you have a Gear VR, I recommend getting some sort of controller for it as well. I have a first generation Amazon Fire TV Bluetooth controller, and this has worked great for me. I just paired it with my phone and was able to game with it. The the controller is not necessary for a lot of games, but some games do require a controller, and it can get tedious, even for games that don't require a controller, to keep swiping on the side of your head on that touchpad. So a game controller is nice. So if you have an existing Bluetooth controller, pair it up with your phone. If you don't, you can get Bluetooth controllers off Amazon for like 20 bucks. So, what other experiences? Oh, there's the movie theater experience within the Gear VR, where you can be in a home theater, you can be in a huge cinematic theater, you can be in a theater on the moon, and you can watch movies. And you can load these up on your phone. So I was watching Jurassic Park on my phone on the Gear VR yesterday. And it's really cool because you have the best seat in the entire movie theater. You're dead center, you can look around, and everything in the movie theater renders as it should. So the light that cascades from the movie theater screen goes onto the seats next to you. So when there's a bright part in the movie, the seats light up. When it's dark, the seats are dark. Very, very good. So that's just a fraction of some of the experiences you can have on the Gear VR. There's a lot more, and I'm sure I've missed things. But now let's get into whether you should actually run out and buy this or not. So I would say, if you need a new phone, the Samsung phones are great. I've been really impressed with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Great battery life, great screen resolution, great features, love it, love it, love it. But if you're not in the market for a new phone, I would not spend the money to buy a Samsung phone just so you can do VR. And my headset came for free with my phone when I bought it. Yours may or may not, depending on the deal you get. But if you can get the headset for free when you're in the market to buy a phone, absolutely do it. Or if you have an existing Samsung phone that's compatible and you want to spend $99 or however much it is, I think right now it's like 99 bucks to get the headset, yes, it's absolutely worth the money to go out and buy the headset for it. But don't go out and spend your money just to do VR this way. I think right now, this still feels kind of like first generation because of the screen door effect that I talked about earlier. We really do need screen resolutions to get into that 4K or 8K resolution before it becomes truly 100% immersive for phones. I think this is definitely the future. I think this is the future of entertainment. This is the future of games. This is the future of social networking, probably porn as well, because I'm sure people are going to be using this for porn. But this is the future, and right now it's a cool experience, but I wouldn't say it's 100% there yet. It's cool, but it's still, think of this as the first generation beta sort of stuff. I would say wait a couple years if you're going to invest, $1,000 into a VR experience. Right now, if you are in the market for a phone, go ahead, get this, but otherwise, find a friend who has one and check it out. Anyways, that's been my honest review of the Samsung Gear VR. Let me know what you guys think of it. Leave your comments down in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you later.